Hey friends, welcome back. Now we are going to continue our Reactjs Music Player project. This is the third and final part of our project. In the first part of this project, we have created this static UI, and in the second part of this project, we have created an audio API to serve the audio files as well as app data. Now we are going to consume that API. We are going to show everything dynamically, for example, these tabs and then tab data and the list of audios and the audio itself, right? So let's start. Also important part, some of you may require stuffs. Also, one more important part, some of you may require source code and maybe audio files, right? So you can find the link of those things in the description of this video. Okay, so let's continue. So this is our project, this is our music player app, this is our server, and our server is also running. It is on the port 9000, right? And I'm going to remove these logs, right? Because this is not required anymore. So here we'll go index.server.js and basically not, yeah, here it is. Let's remove this line, save. Now we're done. Now we can go to the music player app and we can consume this API, right? So here is our source folder, and here we are going to write some config file to write the base URL of the API, right? So here so this is just one API. I will simply say config and config.js, and here we will say export const base URL equals to, what's that? So our server API base URL is http colon localhost colon 9000. So whenever you are going to change the port, then you are going to update over here. So this is the base URL, and now let's save this. Let's go back to the app.js file, and so as this is a single API, right, we are not going to create a separate file to call the APIs, right? We'll simply consume that API in the app component. So here we are going to use an use effect hook. Unhandled rejection. Okay, sorry, catch. Okay, what's wrong in it? So here you see I have logged this error, and we are getting an error that says type error failed to fetch, and you can see access to fetch this API from origin. This has been blocked by CORS policy. No access control header origin is present. So this API is blocked by CORS policy, and we have to enable the CORS in our backend. So let's go to your server and install another module that is CORS to handle the CORS issue. So let's stop the server for the moment. Here we're going to say npm install and save CORS. So the CORS library is installed. Let's go to the index.server.js file and import that. Save. So here is our CORS library, and we are going to allow everyone for the moment. So here we'll say app.use, and let's use CORS to solve the CORS issue. Save this, and let's go and check the again, and now there is another problem. That's no more CORS issue, but something wrong. Type error failed fetch, and what's that? Failed to fetch. Let's go and see the network tab. song, preview, response. Something wrong with the backend, I guess. Okay, our server is not running, so we have to run it. npm start. Now our server is running. Let's try again. Reload. And here you see our API is called, that is song, and this is the API. See the preview, and here is our app data. Here we have free license, here we have home screen, commercial, free license. So we can consume this data now. Let's close the server. Now server work is not required anymore. Let's go to the app.js and let's create a state variable. We'll say so app data, and then again app data. There is a problem in our local state variable. Let's go to the app.json and here let's give it a name like JSON response, because there is some problem with naming convention. Say JSON response, and here we'll say JSON response dot app data. Okay, save. Reload and see, now we are getting app data, JSON response. Within the JSON response we have app data, and within the tab data we have commercial and free license item. So this is an object, and we are going to iterate through this object to show our tabs and the content of the tab. So let's go and work with tabs. So here we have our tabs, commercial and free license. We'll simply say and if you go and select the free license, it is not gonna work. Every time when it iterates, commercial will always be an active true tab, because that data is coming from the backend and the check is based on the backend data, right? We haven't created any local state to change that data, or we haven't written anything like that. Okay, so we have to write a clever logic over here. We'll check first the server data, what is that, and then after we'll manipulate our own data. Okay, so we'll write in a state variable const, and here we'll say tab flag, or we'll say touched set touched state, that is going to be false, right? So when touched is false, then we'll run the server logic. Okay, here we're gonna say So here it will run this logic. When touched is false, then it is going to run this piece of code. Else it is going to, if touch is true, then it is going to run this code. Touch means when user click on it, right? So we'll add that logic here also. If user clicks on it. Sure, commercial on click, and on click we are gonna say set touch, that is true, that is no more false. So always this piece of code will run. Once the user touched it, once the user clicked it, then always this piece of code will run. Okay, no more server data check. Okay, and then here we'll say set active, and active tab will create the active tab. Okay, let's try this thing and reload. So it's reloaded. So here, let's reload and see. So we are on the commercial tab because that is from the server side. Now we can change it. Let's say free license, and everything is working as expected, right? Also, we have to use that tab state value for the content also, right? Let's go and check the content. So here we are, and let's first render the items, right? So we are gonna say uh, div contents, and this is a content wrapper. It's a commercial. So this is all what we have to, this is our template, and we have to iterate through this. Okay, so we'll simply use the same logic. So all of our images have a .jpeg extension, and why I'm using item.key to get our image is because we're getting item, with every item we're getting an object with key, right? So if we select this key rock, we are basically going to target this folder, right? If you go and check the server, there is this music folder, and these are our keys. If I select rock, then within this rock we have this rock.jpg. That's the reason I'm using key. Save this and go and check this thing. Let's reload. Let's see, we have got all of our images, right? Broken images, and here's our free license images, right? So we are going to fix these images because that's not looking good. Also, we are going to add a key to remove the warning. We'll simply go and say here key equals to Let's go index, save, and let's fix the image. Here's content item. So here how it is. So here how our item is looking. Now what we have to do, on click of this item, we will show our audio list, right? So we're gonna write that logic, and here we're gonna say, it's right over here. So let's select the free license and click on this rock, and on click of this rock item, we have logged audio list, and that is nothing but our all the audio list inside the rock. That is 5 items, right? And if you open that, you can see artist, audio file, and title of the item, right? Of the audio. So we are going to show all of that over here. So let's go to the audio list, index.js file, and here we have li, and inside this li we are gonna write. all scenarios are tested, everything is working fine as expected. Right now it's time to select the music and start playing it, right? So let's get on that. So when we will select an item, it will show over here and will be played, right? Let's go and do that. So here I'm adding a state value. That's a track index. Track index are nothing but the index of the items, right? So it is going to start from 0 and ends with the last item. So 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. But if I will have a -1, so there are no such index, and this is just a case to avoid some scenarios you will see soon. Okay, so here we have track index, that's the -1. We'll pass the track index value. Now you can see the current track index is 3, so third item is selected. Now the current track index is 3, and then current track index is 4. So likewise, we are going to select the item from the list. So let's test this out. Let's go to the free license, select the rock, and you can see the current index is -1, audio file is empty. Nothing is selected yet, right? Now let's select the happy rock. And here you see the track index, current track index is 2, right, for the happy rock, and the audio file is also selected, that's happy rock, right? So we are going to create an audio to play this item, right? So as you can see, whenever we will select a new audio, the existing audio which is now playing will be stopped, and the selected one will be played, right? So here I'm going to, now the new one is selected, going higher is getting played. Funky is now getting played. Now rumble is playing. Okay, so we are able to play the audio files. Okay, so we'll show the item details and everything, right, over the music player. So as of now, our player is working fine, right? If we go back, the currently selected player is there. We can resume the music. We can pause the music. We can go back to the list again and change the music, right? If we reload this page, there is no music player because we haven't selected anything, right? Now let's rock and then select rumble, and it's now playing. Let's pause it again. Okay, now we have to write a logic to manipulate this progress bar. Like when the music is playing, then we'll also show some progress of the music, like how much it is played and how much left. So let's go. We have an audio player over here. Let's go and set that. And here we have an input to control that flow, right? So we'll go to the index.js and we'll get some data from there. Here we're gonna say and you see the track progress started. These are the seconds, so we are getting the right values. Awesome. One more important thing, like whenever you're doing play and pause, you're not stopping your timer. In that case, your application may be very slow, right? So every time when you play and pause, you have to stop or you have to clear the interval. Okay, so here we can say when we are going to play it, we'll start the timer again, and when we are pausing it, we'll clear the interval. Clear interval. Here we'll say interval ref dot current. Okay. License rock. Happy rock. Timer is running. Now we're going to pause it. Timer is also stopped. play it. Our timer is continuing running. Okay, now we have to change the background color, right? So we will do that with the help of style. Let's pause this. Okay, and you see the white progress you can see over here, and the other part is good because of our styling feature. Play pause. We have to change this UI also. The button play and pause button is not proper, right? So let's fix that too. There it is. Now we are going to write logic for the next and previous button. On click of next, we are going to play the next audio. On click of previous, we are going to play the previous audio. So let's go to the index.js file. Also, we'll use prettier to prettify this code. Format document prettier code format. Now this is looking nice. Okay, and this is no use. Just collapse this. And also we are done with this part. Let's collapse this. And here is our audio player, and okay, let's write some logic to the next audio, next track or next audio, whatever you feel like. Next track, and here we're gonna say whatever the current index, we'll simply increment that. So this set track current track index, and here we're gonna say previous index plus 1. But there are a few things we need to take care. For example, if it is already in the last part, like if track index is already the last one, or the current track index, actually current track index, and we are looking for the change of use effect working on the current track index. Okay, whatever it is, current track index, or so current track index, if it is some value like less than audio less dot length -1, else next track. Now we are going to write a previous function, so we can go to the previous song also. Let's do the next. So we have written all of our functions of our audio player app, and it is working as good as like any other audio player app. But now we have to fix some edge cases, right? We have to test some edge cases, and then we have to add a fix for that. Now all of our web player, now all of our audio player functionality is working as good as like any other audio player app, right? But we have to test the edge cases and we have to add fix for them. For example, if you click on this footer fix, then you're gonna see something like that. Then that's totally unacceptable by the user. And also this footer fix, we have added a transition in the first part of this video, but that is also not working anymore. If you go and play a music, let's say if you go and play any music, right, then this mini player will pop up very immediately and frequent. Let me show you the example. If I'm clicking on this rumble and it is coming very fast, no transition at all. So there is no transition at all. We have to fix this transition, as well as if there is no audio player, no audio file is selected, then we should not pop this up. Let's go and fix it. So here is our fix footer, and we're gonna add some CSS code. Here is our height. We have added a comment on that. We'll go over here and say fix footer dot height. We'll add some height like 60. That is 60, I believe. This is the minimum height required for the minimum mini version of the audio player, right? Say height. That's a 60 pixel. And why I'm adding height? Because it's important to have a height because we have a transition for our height, and if there is no height initialized before the transition act, then it will not give you any animation effect. And here why I'm adding this height, it's because I want this transition to work. Without adding any value of the height in the parent CSS, then it is not going to work. So it's important, if you want any transition to work, then you have to have the initial value of that transition, right? So height is 60 pixel, and then another one is required for the mini player. So initial height will be 60 pixel and the mini player height will be 115 pixel. Say h115, height 115 pixel. Save this, and let's go to the index.js file, and here we're going to say fix footer. We'll use our track index, right? Current track index. So if there is no audio file is selected, then we are not going to show that. We are going to add, if no audio file is selected, then we'll add a height of 60 pixel, right? We'll say over here current track index not equals to -1. Then here we're gonna say h and 100 h 60, right? So if no audio file is selected, else there will be underscore h 115, right? Save this and see this thing is working or not. Let's verify this. Go and reload, and here the initial height is selected. That is wrong, right? H current index is -1. That's not equal. So this current track index not equal to -1 and 115. Okay, as you can see, the transition started working. Let's go to the free license, rock, and select a happy rock and see the transition is working or not. Happy rock. So transition is working, right? Now click on this, and here is also the transition is working. That's the fix. So this is our fix for the transition, right? And also we have to fix if there is no audio file selected, then in that case we are not gonna make this thing work. Clicking over this button will not pop this thing up. Okay, so here where is our button? Here is a on click button. Here we have this code set slide up. So here you can see whenever we are changing the tab, let's say right now the commercial is selected. So here we have an active class with commercial, free license selected, then we have active class with free license, right? If you even reload, then by default the commercial will be selected. Reload, and the commercial is selected. Now if you go and check this content, so here we have content, and here in the content active tab is selected. So the commercial content tab is selected, and we have an active class over here. So we can add CSS to display that. Okay, let's go. And here is our logic. So the tab content display none, and here we are using the pseudo class target, which is not working and not very promising. We'll simply copy this. Okay, now let's reload and see. We are getting the commercial tab data by default. Very nice, right? Free license, we're getting the free license data. Commercial, we're getting the commercial data. But another thing we have to fix here is commercial tab is selected, right? And if you scroll down, then the some content is not visible because of this footer, right? So we are going to add some spacing from the bottom. We are going to add some margin from the bottom. Okay, so we'll go index, and here is our content wrapper, and here is our tab content class. Okay, we'll go style.css, find our tab content class, where we are using tab content class. Tab content, what's tab? Yeah, tab content. So yes, here we're gonna say tab content, and we'll say margin not right, but from bottom 100 pixel. Save, and you see after reload, you're gonna see a change. If you scroll down to the bottom, then you're gonna see something. There is no problem at all. It's working fine. Now we have to change this play button because generally when the we have to change this play button icon because it is reverse. If the music is playing, then we should show a pause button, right? So user can pause it. Here it is fine. I think this needs to be changed. Let's go to the audio file. Now one last thing we need to fix. Let me show you where. If you go, let's say rock, happy rock, and this is playing now, right? And this is a progress status. If I will go to the next audio, if I will go to the next audio, then you're gonna see there will be a slight delay in the movement of this progress, right? Okay. Next, and then. So here is a slight delay, and it is also not starting from the initial state, right? There is some initial value. We have to fix this. What we can do when we are going to the next track, yeah, over here, next track, I can say set track progress, that is 0. Now let's try this thing. Reload and relicense rock, happy rock. This is progress. Now let's go to the next, and now it's fine, right? So this is what I wanted to fix. One last thing. And if there is anything that's missing or can be improved, just let me know in the comment section. I'm always open to make changes, and you can find the source code and all the resource and assets in the description of this video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a nice day. Bye bye.